agree with me that most people actually don't believe in the meteorological information that you get from the meteorological people because they say today it's raining, then when it doesn't rain, now tomorrow you don't even wear a jacket when you say again it's raining. So I think that is the same thing we're experiencing when it comes to climate change issues. And I think when it comes to climate change issues, the wordings that we also use, like mitigation climate change, is used very differently. And I think that has come out very explicitly from Paul, where he was talking about how do people differentiate climate change variability and climate change. Okay. So I think I don't know if you actually have that those situations where you're actually reading an article and then you're thinking this information it's not really and it's in a national newspaper. So those kind of things maybe you can maybe you can
Yeah, so there were some articles where you would be reading and you would think, okay, this is not, it's presenting something, but it's not presenting it either fully. So some of them actually, I saw in Thomas's presentation as well, this kind of generalized farmers are going to be hurt the most. And the person writing is the head of an organization that promotes a kind of farming that actually probably hurts farmers more than climate change would. Or a piece that advocates for REDD Plus as a way to tackle deforestation and climate change, but doesn't consider the fact that in some places REDD Plus has actually contributed more to deforestation than to afforestation. So yeah, this kind of not really going too much into the details or sometimes presenting information uncritically, kind of surface level. So there was like this kind of range of presentations of climate change. Yeah, so definitely present. And maybe linked with also the earlier comment, I would suggest that since it seems that opinion articles are the ones driving the climate change narrative that present in Kenya, maybe we should all also be writing opinion articles on climate change.
Yes, I just wanted to return to the question of language for a second. I mean, I think that this is a problem pretty much everywhere in the world. I mean, the President of the United States doesn't believe in climate change. And I think language, so even technical language and ordinary language, I mean, the fact that climate change is said in English words doesn't help. Everybody talks about climate change in the United Kingdom is actually talking about weather, except for the people who are the scientists who are employed to talk about the science. And I don't think you could expect anything different in Kenya or Tanzania. I think that traditionally in lots of societies there's been an idea about something that would be translated into English as the state of the country. That is, means the area that you're living in, the state of it, is something that's constantly under discussion. And that is a notion that people are able to discuss. It's kind of being here at Wake, how is the place? What are the problems? This is what the people discuss. So I think that's much easier, but I think technical discussions, I don't think we can go forward under governance conditions where we expect all of the public to have a fully competent technical understanding of what we're going to have a time. We never get any, if that was our aspiration, I think we'd never get there. I think we have to work to change those things into something that does work on the ground. So we have to in the UK. I know the difference country what climate change is. But in the UK, climate change means that everything is actually not getting hotter, it's getting colder. Right? So ordinary people, as far as they're concerned, they can't see any global warming. Right? All they can see is things getting colder. Right? So this is counterintuitive for them, just as it would be in my case.
I'd like to two more random questions and we'll break for tea and come back for Alpha. So 3 hands go up, okay? Just 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll break for tea.
My name is Rashid Mohammed.
Just a minute. sorry to cut in. So what we do is we'll take all three, we'll take all three at the same time, and then you guys will note down which questions are correct, but you will answer them at once.
My name is Rashid Mohammed Idris. I work with Pacific Organization and I'm also a Pacific. Basically, I come from the County. So I wanted to speak to the kind of instruments that exist that the lady using specs raised. And you talked about the existence of Kenya National Adaptation Plan. I think it is taking a span of 2015. There was this instrument, the Kenya National Climate Change Strategy paper. There was the Act, Kenya Climate Change Act. All this, I think, I don't know whether you really brought out that issue, but there is some kind of lack of, according to me, there is a gap of about proper coordination mechanism between the national government and the country. And they stop in other forums because I was just attending 2 days ago something to do with around corruption and climate change and Kenya National Adaptation Plan. And the talk around that discussion was that really there's very little understanding about the adaptation plans by some of the counties even. The mechanism that now Kitui and Wajir and Isiolo put in place was actually the effort made by one of the civil society organizations, which is ADA, Adaptation Consortium. Otherwise, it was actually a kind of initiative that was initiated by that civil society organization long time before even actually some of the counties were I think the devolved system were put in place. So I think there exists, because why I'm saying that is basically sometimes back there was a climate change, active climate change at the national level, which was coordinated by from the office of the former prime minister, which was really very active. And then later on, I think that secretariat just went down. That was the end of it. So I think there is some kind of there is need for that kind of. So we are speaking to issues about the national adaptation plan not being understood by some of the counties. What will happen to the public? So beyond that, the other question I wanted to raise is around media. This one is short. What is the priority setting of the media? It's known they like putting politics and I know you want to generate money so that you attract as many people as possible to buy the papers. But again, for how long do you wait such that all our peoples, or you see some pastors, communities ending up, picking on some shrubs or some roots, it will take too long. So I think there is that kind of also priority setting where you see climate change as not that kind of opportunity to report on.
No, thank you so much. Now, my question goes to the fellow is talk about the meeting. Now, quickly, how is your approach, especially when you're trying to handle issues that are very emotive politically? Recently, we had an issue in Maui, Narok, we had an issue of recovering the riparian lands within the urban settings. Now, your reporting appears like they try not to be, but not evaluate, but they try to put it or they try to play safe, to be maybe wings of maybe the political machinery and all that. So why is it that you're not very objective when it comes to what you may call very objective reporting that may also be informing the masses of what is really happening? Thank you.
Very country, design initiative. It's a question and a comment. The comment first. I really enjoyed your presentation. I think transdisciplinary approaches to this type of research is the way forward, and bringing different people around the table right from the start, defining these types of research is fundamental. So we talk about public really, that word is fundamental. And one of the things you spoke about was creating language around climate change, and that brings me to a comment on Wango's presentation, which I think was really good. And the framing of climate change. If we are using weak language, is there discourse in the media that might not be using that, weak language, but still addressing those issues? And I know it's the limitation of itself that, talking about drought, talking about extreme flooding, those are articles that come up as well, and not necessarily they are reactive, but they are still addressing some of these. So perhaps a future piece of research looking at whether or not those link back to climate change. And then the second thing, more generally, and for me, as someone who reads and enjoys science, there are three academic students, but those who are not writing in the local media, they're writing in the Guardian, they're writing in Reuters and other, type of publications abroad. So how do we try and pull those back in?
Okay, so to answer the first question and comments, so you talked about gap, the gap which, proper coordination between coordinate between national and county governments responses. Yeah, I would agree, and I think that's part of just in my presentation as well. I was talking about how there is that gap, and actually it needs to go beyond paying lip service to involving counties and actually understanding that there needs to be a kind of long-running coordinated response, not just when it comes to white policy, to put the word county in there a couple of times. Actually understanding that there needs to be, an effort to ensure there's enough infrastructure for counties to be able to measure, the impact of climate change and understand what's the best work for them, but also that they're fully involved all the way through different different parts of the policy process in order to be invested fully. And yeah, I think it's great if NGOs and different people have a role, but you're right. Ultimately, sustainability needs to be coming from governments there as well to coordinate it. So I think, yeah, like I explained in response to the previous comment, incentivizing at the county level to really put climate change at the forefront of being actually a political issue. But yeah, if you have any suggestions.
I think I will kind of respond to the questions or comments on media altogether. I definitely agree that there is a tendency in print media and in general in media to placing or to aim to sell newspapers. So like a couple of weeks back, almost all the newspaper headlines were about Jack Mills, the other guy, Joey. So yeah, there is that definitely present in Kenyan media that we're trying to sell newspapers, and those if that is what will sell, that is what will be on the cover and there for a long time, as opposed to other core issues like environment and climate change as part of that. So I would say that this perhaps is pointing to us to take the opportunity presented that we ourselves can write, we ourselves can make video, as Willis also was presenting earlier this morning with VR. Social media is also another avenue that people are using a lot more to discuss or to frame narratives that are important to us. Blogging and opinion articles. So we ourselves, if newspapers and staff reporters are not where the people are and where the conversation needs to be, we can shape that conversation ourselves. I would also say that this probably links to the fact that many of our own science journalists are writing in international news media, that there is perhaps an opportunity, as Angela suggested on Twitter recently, maybe there's an opportunity for Kenya to have its own a new independent newspaper, and not to only rely on, for example, social media, which we know has links to rich money and government and standard newspapers or print media that is more easily influenced by government or by money and so on. So I think that it presents us opportunities.
much. I would say we are running 15 minutes late, so till the exactly 15 minutes, we start the next session at 8:10 at the latest. Please have a cup of tea and feel free to bring it back inside and keep the conversations going when the time is up. Thank you very much to our panelists. Let's give them a round of applause.